morning. So I've been watching a show, and this is my second time watching it, the show Messiah. I love this idea, this concept of essentially a second coming of Jesus, and then that's actually being questioned in the show. Imagine if, as a Christian, you do believe that Jesus came and died for our sins, and just suppose for a moment that Jesus came back and there was a person walking around essentially saying that that's him. Would you believe? It brings this awareness that there's so much going on in the world. If someone was here as the second coming of Jesus, would we even believe it was him? So there was this scene before I went to bed last night. I was watching, I think it was episode 8 or 9. And there was a scene where he said, there's a crowd of people. And he tells everyone to turn and look at your neighbor. And he said, be brave enough to see yourself. And immediately I'm like, perception is projection. It takes bravery to see yourself in others. It's easy to see ourselves whenever we are seeing the good in ourselves and others. If we're feeling happy with somebody, it's easy to remember how we see ourselves. But sometimes it's tough to see yourself when you're not feeling so good. I even have moments myself. I'm not so quick to see myself, and sometimes I do need a reminder that I'm not being, in the way that I would advise others to be. And those are definitely the moments I've justified my behavior and chose not to see myself as people, are when I don't like it. Because at the end of the day, when you see yourself in a negative emotion towards someone else, you're ultimately seeing what you look like when you act like that. And it can be ugly. You're like, that's not me, that's ugly. But in reality, that's an opportunity to truly learn about yourself, because it is ugly and that's what you look like. And if you don't like that, then here's an opportunity for you to make changes so that you don't act like that moving forward. Man, I have another story, but I'll wait and I'll save that. We'll keep this one short and sweet. It takes bravery to see yourself. Part of this whole journey that I'm sharing with you guys is my self-development journey and exploring who I am and what I look like, from the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because I'm growing. I want to be a better me. I want to be better today than I was yesterday. Sometimes we take a couple steps back before we can take 4 steps forward. Some days are tough. But I feel like I'm on this trajectory going forward, and I feel like I'm making forward progress. So as long as that's happening and I'm feeling, ultimately like I'm improving every day more than I was yesterday, then to me that is ultimate success, because that's all I have control over. Perception is projection. So turn and look at your neighbor and be brave enough to see yourself. Cheers.